What does it feel like when your focus is sharper than the chaos around you? When you're untouchable and locked in? This is about showing up every day like it's game day. It's about stepping into life with unwavering focus, giving your all and staying in motion no matter the noise, setbacks, distractions, till the wheels fall off. It's a way of owning every moment, doubling down when the world is on fire and taking it all the way. If you're anything like me and you're all into killing your weakness, then by the end of this chat we'll have discussed exactly what it takes to silence the noise, dominate the field, and keep going until you have nothing left to give. Imagine something like driving a race car at breakneck speed. Everything is a blur on either side of you, and for the love of God, all you can do is focus on what's in front. Accelerate forward on towards the finish line. If you don't know, my name is Chad Joshua, and I'm working my way towards writing a 100-song catalog. I write songs about populism, freedom, and liberty, and I use this channel as my artist channel to promote those songs. In my free time, I like to make these videos in order to keep an ongoing discussion about things that we can do to better help our efforts in pursuit of our relative goals. So no matter what it is that you're trying to do, I'm sure there will be one or two applicable takeaways today. So chaos, well, that is inevitable. And whenever things do seem to get out of control, what is it that you can do in order to help yourself regain focus? It starts with acknowledging that focus is a choice, identifying your target and defining what matters the most. We need to block out distractions. We can't let noise pull us off course. We channel our energy and we use the pressure as fuel to sharpen our drive. Your focus becomes greater than the chaos when you embrace the grind and stay present. When you lock into what matters, nothing around you can shake your resolve. Your focus is like a lighthouse beam in the night. No matter how bad the storm rages, how wild the waves are, how hard the wind is blowing, the light stays steady regardless. So in the comments below, tell me one chaotic situation in your life where doubling down on focus could help you shift everything. When you set yourself a challenge, you really tend to put yourself out there and you're dealing with all kinds of things inside of your own head. And in order to achieve any of that, you will have to navigate all of your own madness. I've set out in an effort to write all of these songs and to find an audience for them. And I leverage all of my time looking for ways in order to connect with a community of people who might be interested in what it is that I'm doing in order to see that into some sort of a fruition. While I'm doing that, I'm looking to my peers on my left and right, and I'm watching as they progress on their own paths. As I see these kinds of things and see these kinds of successes building all around me, and I remain inside of the limits of my own reach, even after expending the exact same effort. I struggle with the idea that none of this is fair in those sort of ways, and that any measure of it in terms of comparison is a thief of joy. And yet even now as I walk here on the path, I can hear the voice in my head disgusted with the difficulty of the challenge. And I'm not saying that in order for you to have a reason to look down on me. My purpose in doing so is just to share the reality. I don't know that I'm using my finite time in the best manner possible. I have to asterisk it as using my time as best as I'm able to possibly do it in this current iteration of myself. Everything we do has an element of gamble to it, and it is in everybody's interest to minimize the risk of the gamble. But the nature in which the fear creeps in, and the concern, and the self-doubt, and the lack of confidence, all of that lends to a way of doing something that wallows in a sort of a negativity that takes all joy out of it. And while it all warrants measurement and consideration, we all owe it to ourselves to strengthen up, not in a way that infers a blind stupidity, but in a real putting on a big kid pants, I'm going to do this one way or another sort of way. And that includes myself. And that's why we're having this conversation today. Because I know I am that, just like you know you are that. So whatever it is that you need to do to uncover that, to allow that out and to remove whatever else is there, it's exactly what you need to do. And it's exactly what I need to do. What it looks like, what the result looks like, who's to say? But it's more so about who you are than it is about where you got to. It's about how you're doing the going more than it is about where you're going to. So who is it that you are when the clock is ticking, the pressure is on, and everything depends on you taking the ball? That pressure, that will reveal who you are. And if you don't like it, you had better do something about it. You stay in motion because action beats hesitation every time. Trust your training. Rely on your good habits and the skills you've built. Pressure isn't the enemy, it's the opportunity to shine. So embrace the moment, because when you step up under pressure, You prove to yourself and the world what you're made of. So what kind of high pressure moments have you faced so far? And how have they shaped your belief in yourself? And what can you do? What action can you take in order to better your belief in yourself? But what does it look like when the whole world is on fire, but you double down instead of backing off? Adversity has to be a fuel. It cannot be a roadblock. It should only be a reason to push harder and stay in the game. Right now, I have no idea about the direction at which I've chosen to approach what it is that I'm doing. To be completely fair, all of the options that I perceive as a choice seem a bit sideways, but even a bit sideways, they seem the most direct way of doing what I need to do. But the nature that I just described causes me to have some consternation with the entire process. All I can do is set a milestone, assert a measurement marker, and move towards that, at which point I can assess all of the choices, all of the progress, and move from there. It's my responsibility to manage my own emotion, my own frustration, and my own doubt in order to be sure that I'm not undermining my own effort. You can't take any kind of an advantage from second guessing yourself. And while whatever the direction that you've chosen may not be the final solution, you have to approach it with a confidence and see it through to your own markers in order to be sure that you've given it a proper go. When you double down, you build confidence. Every moment of that strengthens your belief in your unstoppable nature because you stopped reacting to fire. You started creating your own blaze, and you're using that to forge something stronger. Because what force in the universe could hope to slow you down when you refuse to stop moving? So you keep moving towards what you need to. You keep your head up. I'm going to keep mine up. In the meantime, if you haven't heard my new song, you can listen to it here, and we'll talk again soon.